Good old Hanky Panky is up to his shenanigans again this morning, as per usual. I don't know why, but he give me Miss Mary Mac. I don't know why. Please excuse me. Anyway, so today is day 27 in the Karen Reed retrial, and they brought Lucky to the stand, aka Brian Loughran, who is the plow driver that used to be a pizza driver or a pizza delivery guy for one of the Alberts. He's known the Alberts pretty much his entire life. They all grew up in Canton. His family knew their family knew his family, so everybody knew everybody in this doggone town. Lord Jesus. So Nettie got to put his skills into play, and he did the direct examination, and he just went over the basics with him. How long have you known everybody? Yada, yada, yada. What did you see on that night? What was your normal routine? Things of that sort. He went through all that jazz. And of course, he says he went down the street multiple times. He did not see a body on that street. And that he is required to, of course, kind of look and be watching and seeing what's going on, because he's supposed to be making sure that other people can come behind him and get on the road. So he's looking and he's lurking, because this is what he's supposed to do. He didn't see nobody, okay? Then he see this random Ford Edge in front of the Alberts residence. He said they never had a vehicle in front of their residence. He's used to going down that street because he knows them. Remember that, okay? And he said he don't remember them ever having a vehicle in the front, okay? Never, ever, ever. And it definitely should not have been any vehicles on the front, because it was snowing that night, and it is a requirement that you don't have no vehicle out there in the first place, okay? But that's why he didn't report it, because he's known them forever and a day. Now, he says that the Commonwealth did not reach out to him. He did say the defense's private investigator reached out to him, and that is kind of how he got involved with the case. And a lot was going on in life, and life was life, and okay? Just know that life be life all the time. Now, Breenan gave us his good old hanky panky shenanigans and was like, oh, so in your tow truck? He was like, my plow truck? I wasn't in no tow truck. Sir, you knew that man was not in no doggone tow truck. Why are you playing games with him? His job title says plow driver. You knew that man was not in no doggone tow truck. Stop playing. Now, he did get the time wrong, but it's not a requirement of his job to be watching the clock on, I was on this street at this time, I was on this street at that time. Only time he really needs to be mindful of the times if he needs to write a report on something like where he had an incident where he hit a basketball goal that was in the street, he misjudged. So having the time for that was like the only time he really needed to have the time. If something that involved, being reported, he needed to know what time it was. Otherwise, it took however long it took. He just had to do his job. So he told them a different time. It was off by a little bit. Oh, well, this is when you actually were coming down this street. Okay. I still told you I tried to come down the street and I couldn't, because I saw that y'all was down there with a medical emergency. I just saw the sirens. I turned around. That was in, that was out. There was no misconstruing that. I gave you the wrong time, but you knew I was over there because I told you what I did, and you was able to find it on video. Have a seat. Have a seat, sir. Have a seat. Now, he kept trying to give pushback on the fact that I believe Turtleboy had wrote an article about him where he was kind of trying to, like they say, witness intimidation. I think he might have. That he was like, you're not doing the right thing, because he tried to make it seem like he was scared to testify or kind of just state what he saw that night because of his relationship with the Alberts. And he was under the misunderstanding that he was not doing so because of fear, and turns to be that it was actually because his wife had passed away. And so he let Breenan know that real clear. I was not worried about anything on threats or social media, because I was dealing with the fact that my wife had passed away. Oh, okay. Do better. Now, after that, they kind of had like a little sidebar, because Breenan wanted to get a little bit more into that, and Auntie Bev didn't let him go too deep, but that was pretty much the gist of that. Now, he did try and talk about the fact that one of his brothers did donate to one of the Alberts. He donated $100. Again, these people have known each other their entire lives. That donation had nothing to do with him. He's not responsible for anything that his siblings did, nor is he responsible for anything that any of the Alberts did. Point blank in the period. So they were done with him. Lucky was off the stand. He was a solid witness. He said what he said. He did not waver. He's not a shifty kind of guy. He told you the facts. He told you his life experience, and he was done. There should always be a sober friend in the group. Always have a responsible sober friend. So Karina Kolokithas is the next witness that took the stand in the Karen Reed retrial. She was the defense witness number 7, and she was friend with John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. She definitely knew John O'Keefe longer because his niece was friends with her youngest daughter. She has 2 daughters. The youngest daughter is the same age as John O'Keefe's niece. Now, it was some speculation that she was going to bring to the stand that Jen McCabe told her that there was ring footage of Karen Reed actually hitting John O'Keefe. That never came out. I don't know if it's gonna come out at a later time or what, but it didn't come out, okay? So let's talk about what actually came out. She said that she came to Waterfall that night because her kids guilted her into going because their dad was going. Again, everybody know everybody needs to go town. And so she was like, okay, I'll go. She didn't really want to go. She was tired. She was ready to be at the house. And so she went, and then when she saw that Karen and John were there, she was like, oh, bet I can chill for a little bit. And so she talked to John and Karen for the entire time that she was there. And she talked about what she saw with Higgins and all those other people and all that jazz. She was talking to Karen, okay? That's her she was having her conversation with. And she says Karen seemed fine to her. And you know how she knows? She's a pharmacist. Ooh, get you a friend that can do both. Ooh, sober and educated. All right now, Karina. 2 snaps now, ma'am. Yes, but she said that she only drank water that night. She not a big drinker. And she was just there to hang out because, you know, again, her kids told her to go. And conversation with Karen is cool with her. They had a good kiki. They were friends and they were just chilling. She said it seemed like a normal night. She was like talking about how John had gave Karen a forehead kiss. They seemed like they were on good terms from her perspective. Now, she says about midnight when everybody was leaving that Jen comes over to Karen and puts her arm around her. And that wasn't normal behavior. And it's like, oh, you're coming with me. She didn't say nothing to her. She was talking to Karen. She was like, that didn't bother me. You do what you got to do. But we know that it seemed like that was a plan with something with that. But she didn't go with her. John went with her, and that's how they went together, and she went on her own merry way. She says that she was not worried about Karen driving. She said the last time she saw them that night was when they were heading to the car. She saw John and Karen heading to the car together, and that was that night. So that was it, and that's all. Yannetti did do direct on her, and then of course Brennan came up to do cross, and guess who behaved? Hanky Panky behaved. Can you believe it? Yes, he only asked her about John and characteristics of John. Oh, he's a nice guy. He's really giving. He's really an honorable guy. He just asked a few questions like that about John, and he was done. I guess he got embarrassed when he tried to do something to Lucky earlier, and he didn't have the strength to do it with this pharmacist. Interesting. The sober pharmacist can get Hanky Panky to sit his butt down. All right, I'm not mad at it. And guess what happened after that, y'all? Yep, Auntie Belle, we are on time. Everything's on track. We will not be having court tomorrow, and we'll see you on Friday. Man, what? It was already supposed to be a half day. They didn't even go to half day. They did like 2.5 hours. Then she said, we're not having court tomorrow. We'll see y'all on Friday. I'm so tired of them. They so lazy, child. Get it together. I do believe it might have been with some scheduling issues, so we'll see. But that is day 27 in the record books, and no court tomorrow. So we will see you guys on Friday. Make sure you behave. Go be sober like Karina. Oh, do that.